Right on. Second method. So what is the second method of balancing redox reaction? Half reaction method. Right on. Half reaction method. It is also called ion electron method. Half reaction method or ion electron method. Like similar to oxidation number method. So we have half reaction method. Okay, except to 2 3 steps. So half reaction method or ion electron method exactly similar to oxidation number method. But we also studied last class what is the difference between oxidation number method and half reaction method. So generally oxidation number method is more preferable for molecular reactions, but ionic equations can also be balanced. In case of half reaction method, ionic equations are balanced, molecular equations are not preferable in this case. Okay, that's only one difference. Okay, write the rules for balancing redox reaction. Rules for balancing redox reaction. First rule. First rule is same there and here. What is the first rule there? What we have studied? Okay. Write the skeleton equation of redox reaction. Write the skeleton equation of redox reaction and calculate the oxidation state of each and every element and calculate the oxidation state of each and every element. Next, 2. Identify the second rule. Identify the oxidation and reduction half reactions. Identify the oxidation and reduction half reactions and separate them and separate them. 3. Balance the elements other than this point is same. Balance the elements other than hydrogen and oxygen. Balance the elements other than hydrogen and oxygen. Next, balance oxygen. Balance the oxygen. How do you balance oxygen? It is same by adding, yes, balance the oxygen by adding water molecule. Balance the oxygen by adding water molecule to the side of deficiency. Next, balance hydrogen. See, balance hydrogen. Hydrogen can be balanced by in two method, acidic medium and right in two medium, acidic and basic medium. So it is as like oxidation number method. In acidic medium, hydrogen is balanced by adding the H plus ion to the side of deficiency. Whereas in basic medium, hydrogen is balanced by adding water molecule to the side of deficiency and equal number of OH minus should be added in opposite side. Okay. So same point we have written in oxidation number method, no? So write in short form here. Balance hydrogen in bracket as like in oxidation number method. as like in oxidation number method. Understood no? As like in oxidation number method. Till here same. So one more step is extra here. In oxidation number method, once we balance hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, you will get the final equation. But here one more extra step is balance charge. We need to balance the charge. Okay, right, next slide. Balance the charge. Balance the charge in both oxidation and reduction half reactions. Balance the charge in both oxidation and reduction half reactions by adding electrons. By adding electrons. Okay, this is one extra step. And finally, after balancing charge, then we need to add the two half reaction, right? So before adding two half reaction, again we need to balance two half equation with respect to electrons. Okay, right, one more step. Balance the two half reactions. Balance the two half reactions with respect to electrons. Balance the two half reactions with respect to electrons and add two half equations Okay, so these are the steps. Let us take example. With example we will study all the steps. Take one example. MnO4 minus permanganate ion plus Fe plus 2 gives rise to Mn plus 2 plus Fe plus 3. So balance this equation with ion electron method. Okay, and of course acidic medium. Sometimes they will not mention acidic or basic medium, even though you can identify. How? Yes, by seeing the reactant and product. You see, permanganate converts into Mn plus 2. This is possible only in case of acidic medium. In basic medium, what happened? Permanganate converts into MnO2. In neutral medium, permanganate converts into neutral medium, MnO2. Permanganate converts into basic medium, manganate. Permanganate to manganate. Okay. In that way, you can identify either acidic or basic or neutral medium. So therefore, it is acidic medium. Tell me, in acidic medium, first step is we need to calculate the oxidation state. Manganese will get plus 6, and other things are already given charges. Okay. Therefore, first step is calculate the oxidation state of each and every element and identify the oxidation reduction. See, manganese plus plus 7. Okay, manganese plus 7 to manganese plus 2. What is this? It is a reduction or oxidation? Reduction. We need not to calculate increase decreased. We need to identify only whether oxidation or reduction. It is reduction. Then Fe plus 2 converts into Fe plus 3. What is this? Plus 2 to plus 3. Oxidation. This is the first step. Second step. In second step, we need to identify and divide. We need to split the oxidation and reduction half reaction. Let us take here. Take down oxidation half reaction. Here is reduction half reaction. Okay, tell me, so which is the oxidation half reaction? Fe plus 2 converts into Fe plus 3. Therefore, Fe plus 3 gives rise to Fe plus 2 gives rise to plus 3. Plus how many electron? Okay, we'll see later electron balancing. Okay, now here, what is the reduction here? MnO4 minus, which gives rise to Mn plus 2. that is reduction. Fine. Tell me next, what is the next step? Balance the element other than hydrogen and oxygen. We need to balance the element other than hydrogen oxygen. Here one iron balanced, one manganese balanced. Next, among hydrogen oxygen, which is balanced first? So you need to must balance only oxygen first. So balance oxygen by adding water molecule. So therefore here no oxygen, here no oxygen, is already balanced, need not to balance anything. Next is, now here see, MnO4 minus, here 4 oxygen, here is no oxygen, therefore what to do? Add 4 water molecule to the side of deficiency. So therefore now oxygen is balanced. Next is balance hydrogen. It is in acidic medium now. In acidic medium, how do you balance hydrogen? By adding H plus ion to the side of deficiency. Therefore here 4 2s are 8. There is no hydrogen. So here anyhow here is already balanced. It is there is no hydrogen, no. That's what you need not to bother about it. So therefore 4 2s are 8. Here write 8H plus MnO4 minus, which gives rise to Mn plus 2 plus 4H2O. Therefore now hydrogen is balanced. Then final step is balance charge. So most of the students get confused here only. How to balance charge? Listen carefully. Now I'll write once again. This is as it is Fe plus 2, which gives rise to Fe plus 3. All right. Now tell me, the charge is balanced by adding electron. Okay. Now can you tell me Fe plus 2? This Fe plus 2 indicate deficiency of how many electron? 2 electron. There is a deficiency of 2 electron, therefore I'll add 2 electron here. Here deficiency of how many electron? 3 electron, I'll add 3 electron here. But 2 electron, here is 3 electron. So cancel 2 electron, what is the left here? 1 electron. Therefore this is balanced. Understood? What I did is, Arthagilva? Listen carefully. So how charge is balanced? See, it is Fe plus 2. There is a deficiency of 2 electron. 2 electron kadimi ಇದೆ ಅಂತಲ್ವಾ? plus 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ. Therefore it is a add 2 electron this side. Fe plus 3 add 3 electron this side. So 2 electron here, 3 electron here. So if you cancel 2 electron, then what is the left here? 1 electron. Similarly, now count the how many charges here? 8 positive, 1 negative. So how many total positive? 7 positive, therefore add 7 electron. Here how many positive? 2 positive, therefore add 2 electron here. What is the left? 2 electron cancelled, so 5 electron. It means I'll write here 5 electron. So therefore if I want to write, I can write like this. If Fe plus 2 gives rise to Fe plus 3 plus 1 electron. Next here, tell me. So 5 electron plus 8H plus MnO4 minus gives rise to Mn plus 2 plus 4H2O. Right? Now charge is balanced. Then finally add 2 half equations. We need to add the 2 half equation. So that is oxidation half equation is Fe plus 2 gives rise to Fe plus 3 plus 1 electron, and it is 5 electron plus 8H plus tell me MnO4 minus gives rise to Mn plus 2 plus 4H2O. Okay. Now before adding the 2 half equations, we need to balance electrons. So both the half equations should be balanced with respect to electron. So how many electron in above equation? 1. Here below is 5. Therefore you multiply with 5. Because when you write the final equation, in final equation you should not write electrons. For example, when you write carbon reacts with oxygen, you will get carbon dioxide. Will you write that carbon it is 2 electron is evolved like that? No, we don't write electron, no. Right? In a balanced chemical equation, we should not write electrons. Right? So therefore, now tell me 5 electrons, here 5 electron get cancelled. Then there is a 5 Fe plus 2 plus 8H plus MnO4 minus, which gives rise to how many? 5 Fe plus 3 plus Mn plus 2 plus 5 4 H2O. Okay, 4 H2O. It is a balanced chemical equation, right? But in order to balance this equation, is it this much exercise required? ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆಯಾ? we know alternate method, shortcut method. What is the alternate method? Right. So in alternate method you do, but in this equation you calculate, identify the oxidizing reducing agent. Tell me now, MnO4 is a, we know that oxidizing agent, it is a reducing agent, right? Now MnO4 minus converted to Mn plus 2, this is possible only in acidic medium. Therefore in acidic medium we must know that MnO4 minus, it is 8H plus 5 electron, which gives rise to Mn plus 2 plus 4 water molecule. This is only, this is the half equation acidic medium. Next is Fe plus 2 converts into Fe plus 3 in ferrous ammonium sulfate, more salt. So what is the equation? Fe plus 2 which get converts into Fe plus 3 plus 1 electron. Then here in second equation 1 electron, in first equation 5 electron, then multiply the second equation with 5, you will get same or not? So instead of doing all these things, you will get directly this equation. But the thing is, in last class what we have studied, important oxidizing agent, reducing agent, both oxidizing, reducing agent, those equations you must practice, you must remember. And moreover in exam also, most of the time they ask coefficient, they ask x, this is y, something they will mention here z water molecule. So what are the x, y, z coefficient in this equation? So then you need to balance it and you can tell the answer. Okay, next, I think you got it. Suppose in in half reaction method, for example here in the equation I have not given water, no. Suppose in the equation if the water is given, tell me, if the water molecule is given and they mentioned that what is the z, now tell me, if you calculate here oxidation half reaction, reduction half reaction, in oxidation half reaction, reduction half reaction, have you taken water molecule Fe plus 2 to Fe plus 3? No water. MnO4 minus, right? In the beginning we have not taken, no. While balancing we added here. In the beginning we have not taken. It means you need not to take any water molecule or H plus ion if it is given here. Artha aita? Suppose even it is H plus is given here. So will you take H plus whether in oxidation or reduction? Need not to take anywhere. You take just which is undergoing oxidation, which is undergoing reduction. Need not to take H plus ion, need not take water molecule. You will get automatically when you balance, here you will get H plus ion, here you will see. Now here we have not taken H plus, no. Here we got H plus, right? There we have not taken water, here we got water, no. That means when you balance the equation, automatically if there is H plus ion, you will get H plus ion. If there is a water, you will get water. And this water, suppose here one water molecule given, you should not add one water molecule to this water molecule. Now whatever the equation you will get, this is the final equation, right? So even one water molecule is given beginning, you may think that this water molecule should be added to here, it become 4 become 5, no. Whatever equation you get, this is the final equation, it is a balanced equation. Okay, so therefore you need not to worry about H plus ion given how many, here water given how many, let it be, we don't take in the equation, but you will get finally. That's what it is, oxidation number method, half reaction method. Okay, will you do 2-3 example? Okay, have taken, take quickly. Right, applications of redox reactions. applications of redox reaction. Okay, so we are in climax of this topic. Okay, fine. So what are the applications of redox reaction? So almost all what we have studied, the same thing we are once again we are going to study. One, tell me, this redox reactions, it is applicable in calculation of equivalent mass, yes or no? If you know the redox reaction, how many electron losing, how many electron is gaining, can you calculate equivalent mass? Yes. One, take down. In determination of equivalent mass of, either you can calculate element, even compound also. So therefore, based on redox reactions, it is possible to calculate equivalent mass. We have studied very well, and some more example we are going to study now. Next, second one. Second application is, even redox reactions are used in electrometallurgy, right? In metallurgy topic we study extraction of metals, purification of metals, right? So in electrometallurgy, so the redox reactions are used, even electro purification, right? Electroplating, right? In these three processes we use to. Second one, in electrometallurgy, this is we study in metallurgy topic in detail. Next, third one is in electro refining method. In electro refining. 4, in electroplating. 5, in preparation of many chemicals. And even organic compound also. In the preparation of many chemicals, preparation of organic compounds. So electrochemical, the chemical redox reactions are used. And fourth one, sixth one is in photosynthesis. Yes or no? Photosynthesis nothing but a redox reaction, right? In photosynthesis. Next is last one is even in titration. So redox reactions also used in titration. So these are the 7 important applications of redox reaction, right? So first one we have studied. Once again we will study some more example. And this electrometallurgy, electro refining, electroplating, these 3 methods we will study in metallurgy topic separately. Now need not to discuss here. Next is preparation of many chemicals and organic compounds, that we know it. By using redox reaction we can prepare many chemicals and many organic compound also. In photosynthesis, can you tell me, in photosynthesis what is the reaction? 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O, which is gives rise to C6 H12O6 plus, you will get oxygen, no? Water oxygen? I don't know. You in photosynthesis 12, I think O2, I think O2, right? 6 O2, okay, fine. 6 O2. Now it is also redox reaction. It is a redox reaction but not redox combination. And we have studied that this reaction is not a redox combination, but it is redox reaction. Okay, all redox reaction need not to be redox combination, no. Therefore this is the redox reaction, because you can calculate the oxidation state. So calculate oxidation state of carbon, it is a +4. Here what is this? I think you will get 0. 0 bartala? 0. So it is +1 to 0, and oxygen -2, it is 0. Tell me, this is a oxidation, it is a reduction. That means oxidation reduction takes place, it is a redox reaction. So therefore next is titration. This is we will study in detail. So therefore in this topic we will study first about first one and last one in detail. Okay, take down. Let's study first one is calculation of equivalent mass or equivalent weight of redox in redox reaction. Equivalent mass of element or compounds in redox reaction. Right, in all redox reaction there is a oxidation reduction takes place simultaneously. When there is a oxidation reduction takes place simultaneously, so always redox reaction has reducing agent as well as oxidizing agent. Have seen that any redox reaction having only oxidizing agent? No. Only reducing agent? No. Right, so that is not possible. That means, so redox reaction having oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Now how to calculate the equivalent mass of oxidizing and equivalent mass of reducing agent? Tell me. Equivalent mass of oxidizing or reducing agent equal to molecular mass of either oxidizing or reducing agent divided by n factor. What is n factor? Number of electron lost or number of electron gained by 1 mole of oxidizing or 1 mole of reducing agent. Take down. Number of electron gain or loss by 1 mole of oxidizing agent or reducing agent. Okay, right? So therefore equivalent mass of oxidizing reducing agent equal to molecular mass. So molecular mass you can calculate from the atomic masses, and this is n factor. It is n factor. N factor is nothing but number of electron gained or lost by 1 mole, a 1 mole of oxidizing or 1 mole of reducing agent. Okay, so this is one equation. Even you can write another equation also. What is equivalent mass of oxidizing or reducing agent is equals to molecular mass. This is same molecular mass of oxidizing or reducing agent divided by, in place of number of electron loss or gained, can you take change in oxidation number? Listen, number of electron loss or number of electron gain, which is equals to change in oxidation number. Change in oxidation number per mole of oxidizing or reducing agent. Therefore you can also take it is a change in oxidation number of 1 mole oxidizing agent or reducing agent. So therefore this is also a one more similar formula to calculate equivalent mass. Okay, so based on these two formula you can calculate the equivalent mass of any redox reaction, any element in redox reaction. Okay, let's study some simple example. Let us take Cr2O7 minus 2, Cr2O7 minus 2, which is converted into 2Cr plus 3 plus, okay, 2Cr plus 3. Tell me. So what is the now what is the equivalent mass? Let us take equivalent mass equal to molecular mass. I'll take m. Tell me, m divided by 6 or 3 . See here, now in this equation electrons not there, right? Since electrons are not there, electrons are not given, we need to calculate what is the change in OS. What is the change in OS? You see chromium here plus 6, chromium plus 3, and tell me chromium plus 6 to plus 3, there are two elements, because I told you for 1 mole we need to calculate change in OS per mole. This 1 mole has how many atoms? 2 atoms. 2 into change is 3, which is equals to 6, that is m by 6. Right? When electrons are not given, you need to calculate change in OS. Right? One more example. Copy it first. MnO4 minus, which gives rise to MnO2. No, MnSO4. Take MnSO4. Tell me, in this reaction, what is equivalent mass? So equivalent mass equal to manganese. It is a plus 7, no? Yes or no? Manganese plus 7. Here manganese is plus 2 because sulfate is minus 2. So here 1 manganese. Therefore 1 manganese plus 7 to plus 2 change is 5. Therefore equivalent mass is m by 5. Next, right, one more example. H2C2O4 oxalic acid converted to carbon dioxide. So calculate equivalent mass of oxalic acid. M by 2. Why? So again calculate oxidation state. So what is the OS of carbon here? Plus 3. Yes or no? Forgot. 2 hydrogen plus 2 plus 2 carbon 2x, 4 oxygen minus 8 equal to 0. What is x equal to? Plus 3, no, x equal to. Right? So therefore, now in this molecule carbon has plus 3. Now here carbon has plus 4. Plus 3 already. Plus 3 to plus 4. Right? Tell me, we want change in OS. What is the change in OS? See, yeah, there are 2 carbon atoms, no? 1 carbon atom losing 1 electron. Plus 3 to plus 4, loss of 1 electron, right? Therefore, there are 2 carbon atom, 2 into. Okay, loss is 1, change is 1, that is 2. Therefore, equivalent mass is equals to molecular mass by 2. When electrons are not given, this is the method to calculate equivalent mass. For example, if electrons are given, I will give an example. Let us take MnO4 minus plus, it is 2H2O, gives rise to MnO2 plus MnO2 plus, it is 4OH minus. Tell me now, what is the equivalent mass? So here equivalent, to calculate equivalent mass, electrons given, no? The number of electron, it may be gained, it may be lost, which is nothing but n factor. Therefore, in this case, what is the equivalent mass? M by 3. This is easy. Okay. So in this way, you can calculate equivalent mass. Okay. Write 2 examples. Identify the, or calculate the, right? Calculate the equivalent mass of, calculate the equivalent mass of oxidizing and reducing agents in the following, oxidizing and reducing agents in the following reaction. Oxidizing and reducing agent in the following reaction. K2CrO4 plus 7H2O2 plus 2KOH gives rise to 2K3CrO8 plus 8H2O. Calculate the equivalent mass of oxidizing agent and equivalent mass of reducing agent both. Next, 2 N2H4, which is called hydrazine, plus IO3 minus plus 2H plus Cl minus gives rise to ICl plus N2 2H2O. 3 I2 plus S2O3 minus 2 gives rise to I minus plus S4O6 minus 2. Cu plus NO3 minus gives rise to Cu plus 2 plus NO2. We calculate the equivalent mass of both oxidizing and reducing agents. Right. Tell me, first one, you first identify the oxidation numbers. Now in this case, tell me what is the chromium OS? Plus 6, very good. Now here what is the chromium? Plus 13 na? I think it is 8, 16, no, not 8 it is. If it is a 3, tell me. Plus 3, yeah, 3 is correct. Okay, make it 3. Now tell me, chromium plus 6 to plus 3, whether chromium undergoing oxidation reduction? Reduction, therefore it is a finish. Oxidizing agent, it is reducing agent. Okay, now we need to calculate equivalent mass, right? So equivalent mass of, tell me, equivalent mass of oxidizing agent, that is K2CrO4, okay, equal to molecular mass. You can calculate potassium, chromium and oxygen. Let us take that is M. Now I want what is the change in oxidation number. Tell me here, K2CrO4, no, not Cr2, plus 6 to plus 3. There are how many chromium? 1 chromium, no? 1 into. What is the change in OS? 3. 1 into 3? 3. Therefore, it is M by 3. That's it. Molecular mass you can calculate. Next, H2O2. In last class, I have given about H2O2. H2O2 can act as a both oxidizing and reducing agent. Wherever it comes, H2O2 N factor is 2, M by 2, right? You need not to calculate it, or else let us calculate and tell me it is oxygen is -1, right? Now here oxygen is -2, here also -2. Tell me -1 to -2. There are how many oxygen? 2. -1 to -2, change is 2. Sorry, change is 1. That is total is 2. Therefore, what is the equivalent mass of H2O2? That is m by 2, where m is equals to 34. No, H2O2 molecular mass 34. 34 by 2 is always 17. That's what equivalent mass of H2O2 is always 17 in all the medium. Come here, it is in all the medium, and when right, next second one, make it fast. Tell me here, in hydrazine what is the nitrogen OS? -2. Here nitrogen is 0. Okay, tell me nitrogen -2 to 0, oxidation, therefore it is a fine reducing agent. Now calculate the change in OS. There are 2 nitrogen into there are 2 nitrogen into, tell me, so change is -2 to 0, 2, therefore 2 into 2, 4, m by 4, that's it. Next, iodine. Tell me, it is iodine is +5, here is iodine is +1, so the 1 iodine, so +5 to +1, change is reduction. Okay, therefore it is a oxidizing agent. What is the change? So therefore 1 iodine, 1 into change is 4, it is 4, m by 4. Okay, similarly will you do this was the previous NEET question. Hypo, iodine plus hypo, S2O3 minus 3 is nothing but a thiosulfite. No, thiosulfate. Thiosulfate is called hypo. Tell me, iodine 0, 0 to -1 already given. Okay, 0 to -1. Tell me, what is the change in OS? Why, man? It's 2 is there, no? We should calculate 1 mole. Suppose if I write 2 here, this 2 should not taken. It become 2 mole. So here 1 mole, no. 1 mole iodine has 2 iodine atoms. 2 into 1 iodine changes 0 to -1. That is 1. That is 2. That is m by 2, no. So iodine molecular mass is 127. I2 127. 127 by 2 barutte. Yes or no? Therefore, now tell me equivalent mass of iodine is 127 by 2 approximately. You can get it. Okay, let it be. Okay, and moreover, what is the n factor for all halogen? 2. In the reaction bandaga you need not to think of that. Halogen always 2, molecular mass by 2. Next, hypo. Tell me the change in OS. Here is +2, here is no. What is the OS? Tell me. Here is +2. All right. This is what? 2.5. No. It is a +2.5. Means 5 by 2. Okay. Now what is the change? 2 to 2.5. 0.5. Then there are how many sulfur? 2 sulfur. 2 into 0.5. 1. Yes or no? Therefore, so here to here. ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ? ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. 2 to 2.5, 0.5 change, right? And there are 2 sulfur, therefore 1. So therefore, what is the equivalent mass of hypo? That is H2O3 minus 2 equal to, it is molar mass by 2 na 1 1, and moreover n factor hypo is 1, no. Okay, so this is as usual, you can calculate the equivalent mass of any compound in a given reaction. ಇದಕ್ಕನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇದೆ, there is a one exception, not exception, in case of disproportionation reaction. Okay, ಇದಾಗಿದಾ, finished, right? ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬೇಗ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Next, right? Take as a note, calculation of equivalent mass in disproportionation reaction. Take this as a special case. Calculation of equivalent mass in disproportionation reaction. Bhavana, what is disproportionation reaction? What is disproportionation reaction? The redox reaction in which same element undergo both oxidation and reduction. If the same element undergo both oxidation and reduction, that is called disproportionation redox reaction. In disproportionation redox reaction, how to calculate equivalent mass? Write one sentence. The equivalent mass of an element or a compound is equals to, the equivalent mass of an element or compound is equals to sum of the equivalent mass is equals to sum of the SUM, sum of the equivalent mass of oxidizing and reducing agent. Sum of the equivalent mass of oxidizing and reducing agent means what? Let's see example. Can you tell me anybody one example for disproportionation reaction which is very very important in p block element, 15th group element alli baruttu nodi. White phosphorus reacts with 3 moles of NaOH in presence of 3 water molecule. It gives rise to preparation of phosphine, is a poisonous gas, phosphine, plus you will get 3 moles of NaH2PO2, sodium hypophosphite. Its name also important, sodium hypophosphite. Okay, now in this reaction I want to calculate what is the equivalent mass of phosphorus. Here phosphorus undergoing both oxidation and reduction. Now see, in previous example we have seen that only one element, that element either undergo oxidation or reduction. If element undergo oxidation, it lost electron. If element undergo reduction, it gain electron. Therefore the molecular mass divided by number of electron loss, number of electron gain, which gives equivalent mass. But in this case, sir, see, in previous example what we have studied, a single element, it may undergo oxidation, it may undergo reduction. For example, you take here only K2CrO4, chromium undergoing reduction. Therefore when it undergo reduction, what happened? It gains electron. Therefore its molecular mass divided by number of electron gain, that is equivalent mass. Since now here H2O2, it undergoing oxidation. When it undergo oxidation, it lost electron. Its molecular mass divided by loss of electron, it is equivalent mass. That's clear. But this is the problem is, the same element undergoing oxidation and reduction, it lose electron as well as it gain electron. Is it number of losing electron equal to number of gaining electron? May not. Some cases may be, may not be, right? So therefore in this case, how to calculate the equivalent mass? So in this case, equivalent mass is equals to sum of the equivalent mass of oxidizing agent and reducing agent. In fact, it acts as a both oxidizing and reducing. Therefore sum of the equivalent mass of phosphorus when it undergo oxidation, sum of that means as well as reduction. Therefore suppose if I want to write equivalent mass of phosphorus, P4 is equals to m by, I'll take n1 plus m by n2. Tell me what are n1 and n2? M is a molar mass, of course. N1 is number of electron loss. Now one is, if you take number of electron, n1 equal to number of electron loss, n2 equal to number of electron gain, right? Because we need to take sum of the equivalent mass of oxidizing, sum of the equivalent mass of reducing. So therefore, so this is the formula m by n1 plus m by n2. Tell me now, let's see what is the change in OS. Phosphorus 0. Now 0 to minus 3. Yes or no? Tell me 0 to minus 3. What is the change in OS? Yes, there are 4 phosphorus, 4 into 3 equal to 12. So change in OS is 12. Okay. Next. Now phosphorus again converts into what? It's plus 3, no? No, plus 1 I think. Plus 1 barutte. Okay. Now again, there is a 4 into 1 equal to 4. Right? Yeah. Now tell me. Now I want equivalent mass. Equivalent mass of phosphorus P4 equal to. Tell me what is the molecular mass? It is a P4 molecule, no? It means 4 into 31. Phosphorus 31. 4 into 31 divided by N1. So N1 you can take either loss or gain. Okay. Take N1 is 12 plus 4 into 31 divided by, it is 4. You will get answer. Get it? Artha aita? Why we have taken 4 this? It's molecular mass, no? One mole has P4. ಹೌದಾನೆ? Molecule ಅಂದ್ರೆ P4 ತಗೋಬೇಕಾ P ತಗೋಬೇಕಾ? P4. Because one molecule has 4 atoms. P4, that's what? 4 into 31. By 12 there is 4. So this is the way to calculate what? Equivalent mass in disproportionation redox reaction. ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Okay, otherwise other than this, so all are as well reactions. Okay, so next is, tell me, will you do one more example? Tell me one more example. Which example you have taken? Chlorine example taken, no? Yeah, 3Cl2 plus 6NaOH gives rise to 5NaCl plus NaOCl3, no? NaOCl, NaClO3. Okay, now here calculate the equivalent mass of chlorine. Do it. calculate the change in oxidation number. Chlorine 0, here is chlorine minus 1. 0 to minus 1, there are 2 chlorine, 2 into 1, it is 2, right? Next, 0 to, I think you will get plus 5 barutte. Okay, plus 5. Then here 2 into 5, right? 10. Okay, so equivalent mass equal to sum of the equivalent mass. Chlorine is, what is the molecular mass of chlorine? 71. 2 chlorine, no, Cl2. See here, 31, 71. 71 by 2 plus 71 by 10. Okay, it is in disproportionation reaction. So that is the first application. So in detail we have studied. And next is second, third and fourth. What is second application of redox reaction? Yeah, in electrometallurgy, electro-refining and electroplating. So these three we will study electrochemistry. Okay, next, that story is different. Next is in preparation of many chemicals. So many chemical like NaOH. So NaOH, H2O2 you can prepare by redox reaction. That's okay. And organic compound also prepared. Next, in photosynthesis, that example written, no, that's enough. And last one is titration. We should study in detail titrations, right? Titrations. Therefore, redox reactions are, useful in titrations, particularly redox titrations. Right on. Redox titration. Therefore, redox reactions are used in redox titration. In redox titration, in our syllabus we have 3 important redox titrations. One, that in even 12th standard, we have K-MnO4 versus FAS. 2, K-MnO4 versus oxalic acid. 3, K2Cr2O7 versus FAS, and I2 versus hypo. I2 versus hypo, it is not there practical in your syllabus. It is there for our NEET and CET exams. Okay, so therefore redox titrations take 1 MnO4 or K-MnO, right? Clearly K-MnO4, potassium permanganate versus FAS, ferrous ammonium sulfate. 2, potassium permanganate versus H2C2O4, it is called oxalic acid. 3, potassium dichromate, K2Cr2O7 versus, that is FAS, more salt. And last one is iodine versus hypo. What is hypo? Na2S2O3, sodium thiosulfate, not hypo, sodium thiosulfate. Okay. Now see, in these titrations again 3 points are important. 1, in titration we use 2 reagents. One is oxidizing, second one is reducing. Okay, which is oxidizing, which is reducing, and which is the indicator, what is the end point, what is the equation. These things are important, right? What is oxidizing, what is reducing, we can identify that. And next is what is indicator, what is end point, that's important. End point, what is the color change, and what is the indicator used. Okay, and equation we know it, and calculation also we know it. So these things are important. Let's see first one, K-MnO4 versus FAS. Okay, let us take first potassium permanganate, K-MnO4. Tell me, in this titration, potassium permanganate taken in burette or conical flask? It is taken in burette, yes, right? You write clearly. Take in short form only. Taken in burette and it is a oxidizing agent. That is an oxidant, oxidizing agent. Next, FAS. What is FAS? Ferrous sulfate, ammonium sulfate, 6H2O. It is called more salt or FAS. This FAS taken in, yes, taken in conical flask, and it is in, it is mixed with a small amount of sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid. It means it is taken in conical flask and acidified with, it is acidified with dilute sulfuric acid, so which is a reducing agent or reductant. Okay, right? What is oxidant and what is reductant? Next, do you know what is the color of potassium permanganate? It is a pink. But if you take concentrated, it is a purple color. Purple color when it is a concentrated. But it is a dilute. Whatever we take for our titration, it is a pink only. Light pink, not light, dark pink. Some books it is given in purple also. If somebody says purple also, nothing wrong. You can say it is nothing. Okay, purple also pink. Let us take it is a pink color. Then what is the color of ferrous ammonium sulfate? Colorless. Okay. Now titration. Tell me. In the titration, we know that. So it is a stand. What is fixed here? Right? Bureta. Nimpidia. It is a burette. Okay. And you take rough diagram also. But okay. Bantala finally. Then in conical flask, what should you again? Tell me. FAS no plus H2SO4, and this burette is filled with KMnO4, potassium permanganate. It is a pink color. Tell me. Now in this titration, potassium permanganate is added to what? FAS. So potassium permanganate is added to FAS dropwise. Then is beginning it is a colorless FAS, but at the end point colorless changes to pink, light pink. Okay. So therefore, whenever colorless changes to light pink, that indicate equivalent point or end point. Then what is the indicator here? Important. Here indicator is self indicator. Potassium permanganate itself act as a indicator because it is a color, no, pink color. Since it is a pink color, right, KMnO4 reacts with FAS. When KMnO4 excess, it shows its color. Therefore, KMnO4 itself is a self indicator. Okay. So therefore, write 1-2 sentence first. In this titration, KMnO4 from the burette, KMnO4 from the burette added to acidified FAS solution, until colorless FAS changes to until colorless FAS changes to what? Light pink color, until colorless FAS changes to light pink color. Next step. What is the end point or equivalent point? Write down end point or equivalent point. Colorless to pink. Next, what is indicator? KMNO4 self indicator. KMNO4 itself is a indicator, self indicator. Okay. Next is, what is the equation? Ionic equation. So we have been studying since 2-3 days. Same equation. Tell me, there is a KMNO4 and FAS. What is ionic equation? MnO4 minus plus 8H plus 5 electron gives rise to Mn plus 2 for H2O. Next, what about FAS? Ferrous converts to ferric plus electron. Balance the two half equation with respect to the electron. Multiply second equation with 5. Okay, 5 electron will be cancelled. MnO4 minus plus 8H plus 5 Fe plus 2, which is gives rise to Mn plus 2 plus 4H2O plus 5 Fe plus 3. This is equation. Okay. Next, then now what is the calculation? This is also we have studied. In oxidation reduction reaction, or when acid reacts with base, there is only one formula, N into V. N into V oxidizing agent is equals to N into V reducing agent. That's it. In place of oxidizing agent, you can take KMNO4. In place of reducing agent, you can take FAS. Right? That's it. You can calculate the normality of other substance by knowing the normality of one substance. For example, normality of KMNO4 they will give. Normality they will give, you can calculate the normality of FAS by using this titration. Okay. So, second one. Okay. So, time over now. We will continue next class.